Truckee Meadows Networking. I want to introduce you to Joseph Metzgar. He's going to be our speaker this morning. So, Joe, take it away.
All righty. So, Joe Metzgar Mobile DJ. And this time of year I get a lot of calls, people asking me certain questions. And so I thought as a service, I thought I'd go through them and give you an idea of the questions that I get asked the most. And really the questions that you should be asking your DJ. These are the important questions to find out if it's going to be somebody that's a good fit for you. The first one, pretty obvious. How long have you been a DJ? All right. I've done mobile music DJing since like 1991. So I've been doing it for a lot of years. Before that, I was actually a nightclub DJ. Used to do the thing. And so why is that important? It's important because I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen flowers not show up right. People get the wrong flowers. I've seen cakes leaning over like this, And there's all kinds of, generally in a wedding or a company event, there's something that's going to come up that, people weren't expecting. And the question is, the person that is emceeing your event, how well can they handle that? And what can they do about it so it doesn't become a big thing? And that's just a matter of experience. So that's why you want a DJ that's, it's been around for a while. Another question is, who will DJ our event? I'm a sole provider, is what I am. I used to have a couple of really great DJs that I worked with and put out more units than I did. But when I lost them, I decided, I don't want to deal with other guys coming in and maybe not doing as good a job as I know that I can do. So I decided just to do them myself. So the question is, who's going to DJ your event? It's going to be me. Unfortunately, some of the bigger companies around town, you'll go and visit with them and you'll ask them that question, and they'll say, well, of course I'm going to DJ your event. And then their grandmother dies, right? For the fourth time this year, and they can't DJ your event. I mean, it sounds a little catty, but it's really not. It really does happen. I know that happened to my niece a number of years back. And I had told her, don't hire this particular person, and they went ahead and did it anyway, because I didn't want to DJ the event. I wanted to be there and party, right? And so, he said, yes, we'll definitely be there. And when the day showed up, he wasn't there. His grandmother had died. That's exactly what had happened. So that's where I get that from. So, make sure who's going to be DJing your event. It's a very important question to ask. Next question, do you have a business license? Right? Look, a business license isn't going to make you a better DJ, right? But what it says about you is that wedding that you're planning out now a year in advance, what it says is that you're going to be there, right? If you're hiring your best friend's cousin because he has some DJ equipment, is he going to be there in a year from now? Or are you going to find out 2 months in advance or 1 month in advance from your wedding that, Bob left town and he's living in Colorado now, and now you're stuck because most of the DJs are taken. So that's why you want somebody with a business license, a person that has a business license and insurance, and I'm insured also. We are committed to what we do. We spend the extra money to do these things, and it says something about who you're hiring. So make sure that you hire a DJ with a business license. Another one I get is, can we meet before we hire you? Obviously. I mean, we've got to get together and talk a little bit first, because you know what? Sometimes it's just not a good fit. I met with some people one time that wanted to do a vampire party. Not me. And so it can work both ways. We want to make sure you're a good fit. There's a good camaraderie there, and that's the first thing that we're going to find out. Next one, going along with that, do we have a contract? Yes, of course we have a contract. It protects both parties. I'm saying I am going to be there on this date, and you don't have to worry about that. So that's why you want to have a contract, because you just don't want it to be just kind of a nebulous thing. Yeah, we'll do this together, that kind of stuff. It protects both parties to have a contract. And again, it talks about the DJ really being in business and the person that's going to be there when you get married. So yes, we do have a contract. But we're going to meet that first time and find out if we're a good fit and sign the contract if we are a good fit. But are we going to meet again, or is that going to be our only meeting? Absolutely, we're going to meet one more time. One of the things that I include in my packages is a 1 hour consultation. So if we're booking for 4 hours, you're getting charged for 4 hours, but we're also throwing a 1 hour consultation into that. That way, and I normally do this like 2 weeks ahead of time, maybe a month ahead of time, because at that point, you know what your wedding looks like, right? 6 months out, 7 months out, there's still a lot of questions that have to be answered. But 2 weeks before the event, you know what it looks like, right? In your mind. So we get together then and we go over everything one more time just to make sure everything is perfect. Now, I've had people that, obviously live out of town, but people who live in Florida, and they've hired me. We'll do a 1 hour phone consultation. We're just going to go through everything and make sure that everything is perfect for you. What kind of equipment do you have? And this goes back to your best buddy's cousin who's got some DJ equipment, right? You want professional grade equipment because that's the stuff that's going to last. It's a tough business. That stuff's always being moved around here and there, and you want to make sure it's something that you've got something that's tough, that's going to last, and it's actually going to work when your event comes up. So I do, and they're all name brands like Behringer, Gemini, and American Audio. That is equipment that I have, and that's all professional grade disc jockey equipment. So that is my equipment. Now we're talking about the stuff lasting. Do you have backup equipment? Right? I bring backups to everything that I do. So if something goes wrong, and that's not ever happened, but if something goes wrong, I can just slide into the other stuff very quickly, and theoretically, and you will never know, the clients will never know that I've actually switched over to another piece of equipment. So it's a very smooth transition. So we have it. We have the backup equipment. Very, very important thing to have. The other one is what kind of music do you have? My personal library is actually 35,000 songs. It's huge, right? That I've amassed through most of my life, right? That being said, there's over 20 million songs out there that Amazon has, right? And I don't care who you are and how big your library is, you're gonna get asked for songs you don't have, right? I have 2 streaming services that I use at the event. I use Virtual DJ. They have a streaming service. They have like 17 million songs, right? And if for some reason I don't have internet, I have my Apple account. I can always go to my phone, get on my Apple account, download that song, and play it. Right. Smooth, seamless. Again, nobody's ever going to know. And we can do that in real time, right? Obviously, when we're talking in our final meeting, one of the questions I'm going to ask people is, give me like 10, 15 songs that you really, really want to hear. Right. So I want to make sure that I've got those, right? And we're going to make sure we download all that stuff if I don't have it for some reason. But in real time, we can also go out and get things for you. So that's nowadays, that's really not an issue. And the final, number 10 question is, will you MC our event? And that's so funny because to me, that's a funny question. And I guess some DJs actually charge you more to actually MC the event. What? Yeah, right? And I mean, it's what you do. That's what sets a DJ apart from a band, right? The band's going to play the music, but if you have a band, somebody's going to have to get up there and keep things going, right? So, of course I MC your event, and I don't charge you extra for that. That is what I do. So, and again, that goes back to the first question, which is, how long have you been a DJ, right? Because again, you've got the experience there, and when something goes wrong, we can work around that and make things happen. That's what a good MC does. So yes, I will MC your event. So those are the top 10 questions that I get, and the top 10 questions that you should actually ask your DJ when you're looking to hire a DJ. So, any questions?
Do you do more than weddings?
I do more than weddings. Weddings really are my bread and butter this time of year, coming up particularly. But during the wintertime, Christmas parties. That is the other big season that we do. Christmas parties after the last depression kind of dropped off. I mean, before 2008, the question was, how many days do you have available? And you would book them all. I mean, there's no questions asked. After the big slowdown, it's taken a while for Christmas parties to start coming back up. But I've noticed in the last couple of years that they are starting to do the big parties. You know, people, when the big slowdown happened, they would go to their boss's house and have smaller parties, and they realized that this is actually kind of nice, you know? So it's taken a while for the big parties to come back. Yes, I do Christmas parties, I do birthday parties, I do bar mitzvahs, and all those things. Anything where you need music and anything where you need somebody to MC an event, I can take care of it. More questions?
Do you do events also outside and inside?
Outside and inside, yes, yes. You know, the outside thing, it takes a little bit more setup to do. Normally bring a tent with me so that we're not in the sun. You know, I can be in the sun, I can stand that, but the equipment can't. It's black, and with the sun beating down on it, you're generally going to have some problems. So you want to make sure that you have the equipment to do that, and which is generally a tent or a cover of some kind or another. So yes, definitely outside stuff.
Just to go on the outside, just to mention for those that are interested, he did my sister's wedding, and it was a beach wedding. And he actually had the equipment and had a tent and put it out there, and we had a beach wedding and loaded it all up, and I took it to the house, the reception, and he moved it and had it all set up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's phenomenal. It's the best ever.
Thank you.
If they're not hiring you, they're missing out. I was gonna say something else, but I'll be nice.
Do you work with videographers and wedding planners and that kind of thing?
Yeah, again, and that's one of the things that you want to talk about when you're talking about emceeing the wedding, because you want to work with the videographer, the photographer. You want to work with the wait staff, and I'm always consulting with them to make sure that things are moving along smoothly. Where are they at in their process, so we can keep things going? So yeah, absolutely, we'll have to work with my whole goal when I'm doing a wedding or I'm doing a party or anything like that is that you don't have to worry about anything. I might come over and ask you a couple of questions during the event, but I want you to be able to sit back and relax and have a good time. That's what it's all about for you guys. You don't need to be dealing with that stuff. If something like that happens, come talk to me. I will take care of it. And you guys, again, just sit back and relax and have a good time. One more. Yeah.
Do you ever get out there and start dancing to show what it
Sure. You got some dances, some of the line dances and stuff. You got to go like the cha-cha slide and stuff. You got to go out. You got to start them off, man. Get them going. That's all part of MCing and getting people going. So yes, absolutely, I do that. And when I do karaoke, one of the things that which I also do, one of the things that you have to do when you do karaoke is you have to get up and sing first. And I'm not saying I've got it. I'm not saying that I've got a great voice, but when you do it, you got to sing kind of crappy.
Right.
Because if you sing well, nobody else is going to do it. So you got to go out and sing really bad, and then everybody's like, I can do that.
Excellent.
Well, thank you, Joe. Can you tell everybody how they can get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me at joemetzgardj.com, or you can give me a call at 775-772-5895.
Great. Thanks so much for all that great information about your DJ business. And if you would like to join a group that thinks outside of the box, check out Truckee Meadows Networking.